The galactic mistake story opens with the Dominion Empire, a vast galactic confederation that has conquered over 500 worlds in the past millennium. Their strategy is simple. Identify primitive worlds, study them for weaknesses, then launch overwhelming strikes to crush any resistance. Before it begins, Admiral Krell stands on the bridge of the flagship Dark Sovereign, reviewing intelligence reports on their newest target, a small blue planet called Earth in an unremarkable solar system. The reports show a young species that has barely left its homeworld, with primitive chemical rockets and basic nuclear technology, perfect for easy conquest. The humans appear divided into multiple factions, reports Intelligence Officer Rex. They fight among themselves constantly. Their military technology is crude, projectile weapons, simple explosives, and basic aircraft. They should surrender within days of our arrival. What the Dominion doesn't realize is that their intelligence is decades out of date. Earth's governments discovered evidence of alien surveillance 20 years ago. Instead of panicking or revealing this knowledge, world leaders made a secret decision that changed everything. They united in the greatest deception in human history, on Earth. General Ross reviews the final preparations in the underground command center beneath Mount Cheyenne. Banks of monitors show hidden military installations across the globe, plasma cannon rays, disguised as radio telescopes, orbital defense platforms masked as defunct satellites, and fusion-powered dreadnoughts hidden in ocean trenches. Status report, Ross commands. All systems green, sir, replies Colonel Brooks. The deception grids are holding. Alien sensors still read us as primitive. Our stealth cities are undetected, and the new orbital shipyards remain invisible. For 2 decades, humanity has been preparing. They've built an advanced military-industrial complex, hidden beneath the facade of a primitive civilization. Scientists worked in secret underground laboratories, developing energy weapons, defensive shields, and faster-than-light travel. Engineers constructed massive space docks on the dark side of the moon and in the asteroid belt. The key to their success was misdirection. Every public military display, every news broadcast, every piece of visible technology was carefully crafted to appear decades behind their true capabilities. Old-style jets flew overhead while advanced fighters remained hidden. Conventional weapons were tested publicly while plasma rifles stayed in underground armories. Dr. Martinez, head of the Terran Defense Initiative, explained the strategy to a gathering of world leaders. We let them see what they expect to see, a young, divided species with primitive weapons. Meanwhile, we build the real arsenal where they can't detect it. The Dominion fleet approaches Earth's solar system with confidence. 300 massive warships, enough firepower to crack continents. Admiral Krell expects the humans to surrender immediately upon seeing such overwhelming force. Begins standard intimidation protocol. Krell orders. Broadcast our surrender demands across all their communication networks. The message reaches Earth within minutes. In living rooms and public squares around the world, people watch as alien faces appear on their screens, demanding immediate submission to the Dominion Empire. The aliens speak of resistance being futile, of swift punishment for defiance. In the hidden command centers, human military leaders watch the same broadcasts with grim smiles. They still think we're using radio waves for everything, chuckles General Patel from the Asian Defense Command. They have no idea we've been communicating through quantum entanglement networks for years. President Walker addresses the hidden council of world leaders, ladies and gentlemen. They've just walked into the trap we've spent 20 years preparing. Operation Trojan Horse is now active. Across Earth's surface, the deception continues flawlessly. Panicked crowds flee through city streets exactly as the aliens expect. Television broadcasts show primitive military leaders discussing hopeless defensive strategies with outdated weapons. Everything appears to confirm the Dominion's intelligence reports. But deep underground, the real human military machine awakens. Fusion reactors that dwarf the output of entire star systems come online. Stealth fighters equipped with weapons that could crack moons begin their silent approach. Defense networks that span the solar system activate for the first time. The Dominion fleet crosses into Earth's outer solar system, confident in their overwhelming advantage. They've conquered hundreds of worlds using the same tactics. Study the primitives, intimidate them, crush any resistance. What they don't know is that humanity isn't primitive. They're predators who've been hiding their claws. The trap is set. The greatest military deception in galactic history is about to reveal itself. And the Dominion Empire is about to learn why humans have spent their entire existence. Perfecting the art of war. Asterisk, the revealed Dominion fleet enters Earth's orbital. Space with absolute confidence. Admiral Krell watches the blue planet grow larger on his screens, already planning the swift conquest that will add another world to their empire. Deploy invasion formations, Krell commands. Begin planetary bombardment of major population centers. Standard protocol. Destroy their capacity to resist, then demand surrender. The massive alien warships move into attack positions. Energy weapons begin charging, targeting Earth's largest cities. The aliens expect to see panic, desperate radio transmissions, and primitive missiles launched in futile defense. Instead, something impossible happens. The space around Earth suddenly fills with ships. Not the crude chemical rockets the Dominion expected, but sleek vessels that materialize out of seemingly empty space. Hundreds of them, then thousands. Each one radiating energy signatures that make the alien sensors scream warnings. What? How is this possible? Krell stares at his tactical display in shock. Where moments before showed empty space, now reveals a massive human fleet. Ships the size of mountains, bristling with weapons that shouldn't exist on a primitive world. Captain Reed stands on the bridge of the human dreadnought Terra's Wrath, watching the alien fleet through advanced sensors. The ship is one of 50. Such vessels, each one built in secret over the past 2 decades in hidden shipyards beyond Neptune. All ships. This is Reed. He broadcasts across the quantum communication network. Operation Trojan Horse, Phase 2. Decloak all vessels and activate defensive positions. Across the solar system, humanity's true military might reveals itself. Massive orbital platforms drop their stealth fields, showing weapon rays that dwarf anything in the Dominion fleet. Hidden bases on Mars, the Moon, and the asteroid belt come online. Their fusion reactors powering defensive systems the aliens never imagined possible. On Earth's surface, the deception finally ends. What appeared to be radio telescopes suddenly reconfigure into plasma cannon batteries. Innocent-looking buildings shed their false facades, revealing military installations. The primitive defensive emplacements the aliens had detected were real, but they were decoys, hiding the true weapons beneath. Sir, the human energy readings. Vex's voice trembles as he reads his instruments. They're impossible. Some of. These ships are generating more power than our entire fleet combined. Admiral Krell's confidence evaporates as reports flood in. The humans aren't using primitive projectile weapons. They're armed with plasma cannons, particle beams, and energy shields. Their ships don't run on chemical fuel. They're powered by fusion reactors that make Dominion technology look outdated. How could our intelligence be so wrong? Krell demands. Dr. Martinez watches from the secret command center as humanity's deception is finally revealed. 20 years of careful planning, of showing the aliens exactly what they expected to see, while building the real military machine in secret. Phase 3. Activate Global Defense Grid. Orders General Ross. Across Earth. Hidden installations that had masqueraded as everything from shopping centers to farms suddenly transform. The planet's surface lights up with energy as defensive shields activate, creating an impenetrable barrier around the entire world. The Dominion fleet finds itself surrounded. Human ships emerge from every direction, from behind asteroids, from orbital positions they never detected, from stealth fields that had hidden an entire armada. The aliens realize they're not facing a primitive world, but a military superpower that has been preparing for this exact moment. Impossible? Whispers. Krell. No species develops this fast. Our records show they were still using metal projectiles just decades ago. What the Admiral doesn't understand is that humans never stopped using those weapons. They just never revealed what else they had developed. While alien spies watched primitive armies march with rifles, human scientists were perfecting energy, weapons in underground laboratories. Commander Pike, leading a squadron of stealth fighters, receives his orders through quantum communication. His ships are invisible to Dominion sensors, armed with weapons that can crack battleships in half. All wings, weapons free, Pike announces. Time to show these invaders what Earth defense really means. The human ships move with precision. That astounds the alien observers. Instead of the desperate, uncoordinated defense they expected, they face a military machine that operates with clockwork efficiency. Every ship knows its position. Every weapon has its target. Every movement serves the greater strategy. Asterisk, asterisk. Admiral Krell realizes the horrible truth. The Dominion Empire hasn't stumbled upon a primitive world ripe for conquest. They've walked into a carefully laid trap, sprung by a species that has turned deception into an art form. The hunters have become the hunted, and humanity is about to teach the galaxy a lesson about underestimating Earth. Asterisk, the battle begins. First shots of the battle light up space around Earth like a deadly fireworks. Display. Admiral Krell, still reeling from the shock of humanity's deception, struggles to adapt his tactics to face an enemy he completely misunderstood. All ships, emergency formation Delta. Krell shouts across the fleet communication system. Concentrate fire on their largest vessels. The Dominion warships unleash their weapons, massive energy beams that have cracked the surfaces of 100 conquered worlds. The crimson bolts streak toward the human dreadnoughts, weapons designed to end resistance before it truly begins. But the human ships don't explode. They don't even slow down. Blue energy shields flare around the human vessels, absorbing the alien fire like rain on glass. The Dominion's most powerful weapons, capable of destroying cities, barely cause the shield generators to flicker. Captain Reed watches the alien attack from his command chair aboard Terra's Wrath. Shield impact absorbed. All systems green, reports his tactical officer, Lieutenant Stone. Their weapons are decades behind our defensive technology. Return fire. Reed orders calmly. Let's show them what real firepower looks like. The human dreadnought's main cannon charges with a deep humming sound that resonates through the ship's hull. When it fires, the plasma beam that emerges burns brighter than a small star. The bolt crosses space in an instant and strikes a Dominion cruiser dead center. The alien ship simply vanishes in a flash of vaporized metal. Across the battle zone, similar scenes play out as humanity's hidden fleet engages the invaders. Human plasma cannons cut through Dominion armor like paper. Particle beam weapons disable alien engines with surgical precision. Missiles guided by quantum computers strike with impossible accuracy. Sir, we've lost 12 ships in the first exchange, reports Vex, his voice tight with disbelief. The humans, their weapons are beyond anything in our databases. Admiral Krell stares at his tactical display as red icons representing destroyed ships multiply across the screen. This wasn't supposed to happen. The Dominion had conquered 500 worlds using the same basic strategy. Study the primitives. Overwhelm them with superior technology, accept their surrender. But Earth wasn't primitive. Earth had been preparing. Dr. Martinez monitors the battle from the underground command center, watching as 20 years of secret development prove their worth. Orbital platforms report successful engagement. She announces to the gathered military leaders. Enemy formation breaking apart. The orbital defense platforms around Earth reveal themselves to be masterpieces of human engineering. Each station houses weapons capable of striking targets anywhere in the solar system. As Dominion ships try to retreat, they find themselves caught in crossfire from multiple directions. Commander Pike leads his stealth fighter squadron in a devastating attack run on the alien flagship. His ships remain invisible to Dominion sensors, even as they close to point-blank range. Fox Squadron target their command tower. Pike radios to his pilots. Let's cut off the head of the snake. The stealth fighters open fire with focused plasma beams. The alien flagship's shields, designed to stop massive capital ship weapons, prove useless against the precise strikes of small, fast attackers. The command section of the ship erupts in flames as critical systems overload. On Earth's surface, the hidden ground-based weapons join the fight. What had appeared to be innocent radio dishes and research facilities reveal their true nature as planetary defense cannons. Beams of coherent energy reach out across hundreds of thousands of miles to strike alien vessels. With pinpoint accuracy, General Ross coordinates the global defense from his command center. Mars Base, you have firing solutions on the retreating cruiser group. London Station, target the alien carriers trying to flank our orbital positions. The Dominion fleet finds itself caught in a web of coordinated fire from an enemy they never saw coming. Human tactics, refined through countless wars among themselves, proved devastatingly effective against aliens accustomed to easy victories over primitive worlds. We need to retreat, Vex urges Admiral Krell as another wave of ships disappears from their formation. We can't win this engagement. But Krell realizes the horrible truth. They might not be able to retreat either. Human ships block every escape route, and their weapons have ranges the Dominion never imagined possible. The aliens came expecting a quick conquest, and instead found themselves trapped in a carefully planned ambush. As the battle continues, one fact becomes clear to both sides. Humanity isn't just defending their world with superior technology. They're fighting with a coordination and ruthlessness that speaks to something deeper. These aren't just better weapons. They represent a species that has spent its entire existence perfecting the art of warfare. The Dominion Empire is learning why Earth has never known lasting peace. Humans don't just fight to survive. They fight to win. And they've had thousands of years to get very good at it. Asterisk the hunters become hunted 770 words the Dominion fleet. Once proud conquerors of 500 worlds, now finds itself scattered and desperate. Admiral Krell watches his tactical display with growing horror as more red icons disappear, marking the destruction of ships that had seemed invincible just hours before. Tactical retreat to the outer system. Krell orders, his voice strained. We need distance to regroup and call for reinforcements. But as the surviving alien ships try to flee, they discover that humanity's preparation extends far beyond Earth's immediate vicinity. Hidden sensor networks throughout the solar system track their every movement, while cloaked human vessels emerge from asteroid fields and planetary shadows to cut off escape routes. Captain Reed pursues the retreating enemy aboard Terra's Wrath, his dreadnought moving with surprising speed for such a massive vessel. They're trying to reach the jump point near Neptune, reports Lieutenant Stone. Should we let them escape to carry word back to their empire? Reed considers the question. The human leadership had debated this scenario extensively. Let some ships escape to warn the Dominion, or eliminate the entire fleet to buy more time for preparation. Negative, Reed decides. But we don't destroy them all. We let exactly one ship reach the jump point, after we've shown them what happens when you threaten Earth. The human fleet moves like a pack of wolves, surrounding the fleeing aliens with calculated precision. Advanced propulsion systems allow human ships to outmaneuver vessels twice their size. Quantum communication networks coordinate attacks across vast distances instantaneously. Commander Pike's stealth squadron harasses the alien rear guard, appearing from nowhere to strike critical systems before vanishing again. His fighters move like ghosts, invisible to Dominion sensors but deadly in their precision. Ghost leader to all units, Pike transmits, disable their engines, but leave life support intact. We want survivors to tell the story. On the alien flagship, Vex struggles to understand their tactical displays. Sir, their ships are everywhere. They're not just faster than us. They're predicting our movements before we make them. What the Dominion doesn't realize is that human military doctrine has been shaped by thousands of years of warfare against their own species. Every tactical manual in the human fleet contains lessons learned from conflicts spanning millennia. They've fought in space, on land, in the depths of oceans, and in the vacuum between worlds. Dr. Martinez coordinates the pursuit from her command center, watching as human ships execute maneuvers that would be impossible without their advanced technology. Phase 4 is proceeding perfectly, she reports to General Ross. The aliens are learning that running from humans is harder than fighting them. The truth becomes clear as the battle evolves. Humanity doesn't just have superior technology, they have superior strategy. While the Dominion relies on overwhelming force against primitive enemies, humans have spent their entire history fighting opponents who could think, adapt, and fight back. Admiral Krell realizes his fleet is being herded like prey animals. Every time his ships try to break free, human vessels appear to block their path. When they change course, the humans are already waiting. It's not just superior technology, it's superior tactical thinking. They're not just defending. Krell whispers in dawning horror. They're hunting us. The remaining Dominion ships find themselves trapped in a deadly game of cat and mouse. Human vessels appear and disappear like phantoms, striking at will before vanishing into the dark between worlds. The aliens' powerful sensors, designed to detect primitive radio signals, prove useless against stealth technology decades ahead of their own. One by one, alien ships suffer critical damage to their engines and weapons systems. The humans could destroy them easily, but instead they disable and capture. It's a deliberate choice that sends a clear message. Earth's defenders aren't just winning. They're showing mercy to enemies who came to destroy them. Asterisk, asterisk. General Ross watches the tactical situation unfold with grim satisfaction. The Dominion came here expecting to find primitives cowering in fear. Instead, they found a species that has turned warfare into an art form. As the last major engagement winds down, only a handful of Dominion ships remain intact. These survivors, their weapons disabled and engines damaged, drift helplessly in space while human vessels surround them, like predators circling wounded prey. Admiral Krell stares at the blue planet that was supposed to be an easy conquest. Earth hangs in space like a jewel, its surface peaceful and serene, giving no hint of the military might that just devastated his fleet. How? He asks the empty bridge. How did we get this so wrong? The answer lies in humanity's greatest strength, their ability to learn, adapt, and never stop preparing for the next war. The Dominion saw what humans wanted them to see, while the real weapons remained hidden until the moment of truth. Now the galaxy would learn what happens when you threaten Earth. Asterisk the message to the galaxy in the aftermath of the battle, space. Around Earth tells the story of humanity's decisive victory. Disabled Dominion ships drift helplessly among the debris of their fallen comrades, while human vessels maintain careful watch over their captives. The Great Deception is over, and Earth stands revealed as a military power unlike anything the galaxy has seen. Admiral Krell sits in the brig of the human dreadnought Terra's Wrath, staring through the transparent aluminum viewport at his destroyed fleet. Captain Reed enters the detention cell, carrying a data pad and wearing an expression of professional courtesy rather than triumph. Admiral, Reed acknowledges with a slight nod. I trust you're being treated well. Krell looks up at his captor with a mixture of respect and bewilderment. Your people, you could have destroyed us all. Why show mercy to invaders? Reed settles into a chair across from the alien commander. Because we're not monsters, Admiral. We defend ourselves when threatened, but we don't slaughter helpless enemies. That's what separates us from empires like yours. The conversation represents a fundamental difference in philosophy. The Dominion conquers through fear and overwhelming force. Humanity fights only when necessary. But when they do fight, they fight to win decisively while maintaining their moral principles. On Earth, President Walker addresses a joint session of world leaders in the hidden command center that has coordinated humanity's greatest deception. Ladies and gentlemen, Operation Trojan Horse is complete. The immediate threat has been neutralized, but now we face a new challenge. What message do we send to the galaxy? Dr. Martinez presents the strategic assessment. Our analysis indicates the Dominion Empire controls over 500 worlds through intimidation and superior technology. They've never faced serious resistance because they only attack species they believe to be primitive. General Ross adds his military perspective. We've captured detailed star charts and communication protocols from their ships. We now know the locations of their major bases and the structure of their empire. The question is, what do we do with this information? The debate that follows will shape humanity's future in the galaxy. Some argue for immediate strikes against Dominion worlds to prevent future attacks. Others advocate for a defensive posture, using their revealed strength to deter aggression. The final decision reflects humanity's complex nature. They choose a middle path that demonstrates both strength and restraint. Captain Reed returns to Admiral Krell with the human leadership's decision. We're releasing one ship from your fleet, he explains. You'll carry a message back to the Dominion Empire. Krell frowns. What message? That Earth is under human protection. Any species that threatens our world or our people will face the consequences. But we're not interested in conquest or empire building. We want to be left alone. The alien admiral struggles to understand this concept. You have the power to destroy us, to conquer our worlds. Why don't you? Reed's response captures the essence of humanity's approach to warfare. Because we don't fight for conquest, Admiral. We fight for survival, for freedom, and to protect what we love. That makes us more dangerous than any empire, because we fight with purpose, not just power. As the single Dominion ship prepares to depart, carrying news of Earth's true capabilities back to the Empire, human leaders make their final preparations for what comes next. The secret is out. Humanity is no longer hiding behind the facade of primitive technology. Commander Pike leads the escort mission, his stealth fighters invisible guardians ensuring the alien messenger reaches the jump point safely. Let them spread the word, he radios to his squadron. Earth is not to be underestimated. The released Dominion vessel jumps to hyperspace, carrying with it the most important intelligence report in the Empire's history. The message is simple but profound. Humanity is not primitive, not helpless, and not to be threatened lightly. Dr. Martinez watches the alien ship disappear into the stars from the observation deck of the hidden moon base. 20 years of preparation, and it worked exactly as planned, she reflects. But this is just the beginning. She's right. Word will spread through the galaxy about the species that turned deception into victory. That prepared for war while appearing peaceful. That showed mercy to defeated enemies while demonstrating overwhelming strength. The Dominion, Empire, and every other galactic power will now know the truth about Earth. Humanity doesn't start fights, but they certainly know how to finish them. And in a galaxy full of predators and conquerors, sometimes the most dangerous species is the one that fights only when it has to. Because when that moment comes, they fight to win. Earth is no longer hiding. The galaxy has been warned, and humanity stands ready for whatever comes. Next, the end.